In case you were unaware, there is proof that King Vaughn is still alive. The body cam footage from the night he died is the first thing shown.
Yo, you better watch out. Okay? Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car.
A result, evidence was made public that states, if you look closely at King Vaughn's death, you'll see that there are holes in it. Given that he was tied to the main part of FBG Duck's death by giving O'Black members $100,000 and many diamonds following King Vaughn's assassination, he would most likely be the one to arrange death for the murder trials he was set to face. Following that, someone close to F would tweet, King Vaughn survived his 2 surgeries, woke up yelling for his gun, went into shock, and died. He just needed to have 1 more surgery. The trap. The law. Ross King Vaughn documentary describes how O'Black was chained for the hit and subsequently linked to Key's death and multiple other murders in Chicago.
Vaughn made it to 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago, he made it to 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at, and he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was basically 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital that quick?
Because she was there at the hospital.
How Bowie knew that King Van had never had a pistol, which is why he couldn't find one when he woke up in the hospital 2 years ago, is one of many questions. Another is that King Vaughn was still alive in the hospital despite being affected by the gun.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even,
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Because I like King Von.
Increasing the story's complexity and intrigue as you learn more about his demise and begin to recognize the truth and the gaps in the story. For instance, on November 5th, 2020, King Von and his group attended an album release party at a club in Atlanta. Originally intended to be a grand celebration for his most recent album, the event instead transpired as being raised in a hazardous environment like O'Black. King Von was aware of the risks of being apprehended when committing a crime. He therefore went to the club with security and 20 to 25 O'Black members. He even talked about the extreme security procedures can put in place, and there were 8 automobiles scattered around the entire gathering.
I travel with one security that moves with Vaughn, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Vaughn more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
But later in the evening, when King Vaughn would draw his hood up and avoid people, everything would start to shift drastically. It was about 2:30 a.m. by now, and the others were still having a good time and partying. King Vaughn would hood up, climb in the back of his Escalade, and refrain from speaking as his gang began to leave the club. Halfway there, King Vaughn told his driver to turn around, but they all planned to just return to the Airbnb for the night.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for it. I didn't have no acknowledgement of his team. Didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Vaughn decision.
The entire team traveled to Airbnb. King Vaughn's decision to send his driver to another club called Monaco was the first of many decisions that ultimately brought him to ruin.
Everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Vaughn literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Somehow, it wasn't until they arrived in Monaco that the workers in King Vaughn's vehicle told the rest of the squad. The other members of the squad promptly left for Monaco after learning that Vaughn was there alone with just one security guard. His manager, however, noticed something odd while they were seated in the parking lot. Van was sitting in the corner of his Escalade and wasn't acting like himself.
For some reason, Vaughn wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
His manager finally persuaded Vaughn to go into the lounge after getting into the truck to check on him. But before King Vaughn came in, everything was safe inside.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Vaughn. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Vaughn, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Vaughn's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
While they were checking the inside to make sure there was nothing dangerous, the actual issue was outside. As he and his group awaited authorization to enter the club, Quando Rondo and a few gang members slept in his vehicle. However, a security guard rushed over to King Vaughn after noticing that Rondo was dozing off in the parking lot and asked, "Did you know Quando was here?"
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, "Hey, so-and-so's here." And Vaughn just jumped up like, "Oh, come on, let's go."
King Vaughn jumped out of the Escalade to confront Quando Rondo in a quick response. His crew quickly woke him and led him outside his white vehicle. They tried, but were unable, to soothe him and keep him from creating a scene. King Vaughn went around the front end of the white car and swung at Quando, who was still in a stupor from his sleep.
Jumped out the car. By the time Vaughn jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
The best friend of Wando, Lil Tim, who was sleeping with him in the rear of the car, ended up falling out of his side door a few seconds into the fight. King Vaughn was then struck multiple times throughout his body by him as he wielded his rifle. After Van's manager was hit once in the leg as well, several of Van's still strapped members pulled out their weapons and instantly reacted against Lil Tim, knocking him to the ground a short distance away. 1 on-duty police officer and 2 off-duty security guards from down the street came to the scene of an eclipse of noises coming from the neighborhood. Several shots would be fired into the area, killing one of King Vaughn's friends in the process. However, Quando Rondo was standing beside Vaughn, who was lying in the middle of the road. 100K Track thinks Vaughn kept Quando there to protect himself, despite the fact that many others believe Quando was trying to seize Van's chain before fleeing.
Was he trying to take Vaughn's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think V-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Vaughn was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting, he's that strong. Like, he was literally holding him.
Once the situation subsided and the gunfire ceased, the rush to save King Van's life began. Quando was separated from Vaughn when his best friend Moo would run into the middle of the road and knock him aside. Then he would help King Vaughn reach the escape automobile, and Quando and his group would promptly run away. Even after being hit 4 times, they would get into their white car and begin their journey to the hospital. Throughout the entire trip, King Vaughn remained conscious, and when 100K Track revealed that he was the one in the car, he was jovially assuring everyone else that he would be okay. This added to the mystery surrounding his survival.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Vaughn was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
The news of King Von's passing would then shock the whole rap scene. Finding out that he had a dispute with another artist was unexpected, because he was one of the most courageous and aggressive gang members in Chicago.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of...
Even the next day, an O-Black member would use Instagram Live to show a King Von painting that was being painted near Oblok.
Check it out. Let's walk over here and see this Vaughn picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.